What's up, everybody? Another day, another vlog. Nope, that's not how we start these out. So, gonna do another episode of Around the Bar just to knock the intro out. If you guys have never seen Around the Bar, basically it's a solo podcast type thing where it's as if I am at a bar just sitting there alone with myself drinking, and you walk up and you're drinking too. And I'm like, what's up, man? And then we sit down together and we have a conversation while sipping on something to drink. Today I've got a Red Bull vodka because I'm classy and a white girl from college. Yeah, it's one of my favorite drinks. It's the two things that my parents told me not to drink growing up combined into one drink. So I'm basically rebellious. A lot to talk about today, except I have no idea what to talk about. I didn't do any. Usually I have like something on the tip of my tongue or something that I'm like, that would be something interesting to talk about in and around the bar episode. But today is a special day because we are winging it. Strictly improv and just figuring shit out. I just got back from Columbus. Probably one of the most insane finals I've ever seen, and one of the weirdest tournaments I've ever come back from. I've shot those four for a very long time, and I forget how long I've done it. And then I go back and I watch, the Worlds documentary, or I watch some. I was even shooting that team before I was. Before Worlds in Advanced Warfare. I was with other organizations, and it wasn't my sole task to just shoot that team, but all those guys knew who I was prior to joining OpTic Intel. They were like, I was the G Fuel guy, or at first it was like I was the random kid with curly hair, the random big kid with curly hair that worked for UMG. And and I've worked my way up here, and I forget about that sometimes. Like literally sometimes, like when I'm hanging out with those guys, I forget, like I snap into this like past mindset where I like forget we're like pretty good friends. Like I'm pretty good friends with all of those guys, like in separate ways. I've lived with all of them. I've hung out with all of them. I've, hung out one-on-one with each and every one of them. And it's weird, to think that I was like, because none of them lived in the Scuff House at the end of the Scuff House, and they all kind of moved out, and they all did their own thing and live with their own people. And I only see them at events now. I guess sometimes I kind of forget. I kind of forget that, we were super like pretty good friends, like at one point. And I feel that way with all of them. And we're still really, I'm still good friends with all of them. I just sometimes forget that even happened. It's a weird thing. It definitely is a weird thing. But yeah, the guys, for some reason, I wasn't, I guess I honestly think it kind of like, there were so many different tournaments going on, especially with like Vegas and then the Dota team overseas and everything that's going down lately with CS, that people, I think everybody kind of forgot. They were like, yo, there's a tournament in Birmingham, and then there's a tournament in Seattle. And and a lot of us kind of forgot about the big ass $500,000 tournament that was slapped in the middle of those two. So, by the time I was like, yo, I'm going this weekend, right? Hex was like, oh, yes, you are. So we were going to fly you out Saturday, and then there wasn't an early enough flight. So I was literally only there in the venue for Championship Sunday. But, they had made it to Winners Final. So I was like, let's do this. And they were wrecking, man. They wrecked TK. And they wrecked the first team they played, which was, can't remember. But yeah, they were playing really well. Then they continued to play well. They played LG, got through that, and I was like, dude, we're looking good. And then LG lost in losers finals, and I was like, we're looking really good. And then I think that's the first time I've seen that team get reverse swept. Since when? Like, the only time I've ever been there when they were reverse swept was FaZe. Wow, that's weird. FaZe and Advanced Warfare, because I think they got reverse swept a few times by FaZe, but I wasn't at any of those events. Like, I think they got reverse swept in what was it, ESWC? No, not ESWC. They were reverse swept season 2 finals, and then another, I think, season 1 finals in AW. But I was only there for the very first tournament of Advanced Warfare, which was when the FaZe team was Censor, Apathy, Aches, and Slasher. I think that might be accurate. Maybe it's a question mark on the Apathy. But that was the team last time I saw them get reverse swept. I've seen the Halo team, the old Halo team. I saw them get reverse swept twice. That was dope. But I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen the Call of Duty team get reverse swept. I mean, you guys could probably tell me if I'm wrong there. But it was reverse swept. That's not even the right terminology. I've been saying reverse swept this whole time. It's they've never lost from losers bracket. I've seen them get reverse swept before. I've been using the wrong terminology. So I've never seen them lose going into grand finals in winners bracket. So I've never seen them go lose. I don't know how to word that. But yeah, it was crazy. I think it almost happened. No, not Atlanta. It almost happened. I forgot when it was, but we played E United in Dallas. Yeah, E United in Dallas in IW, and I think it almost happened then, but then we ended up clutching it out. I don't know. They all start running together after a while, but the vibe of the team afterwards, I talked a little bit about it in a live commentary that I worked on like a few hours ago, and it was just weird, man. They all felt like disconnected, and from my point of view, it was just Formal just shaking his head and and Seth just kind of like doing one of these, just like, and they were just like, how did that just happen? Like Formal kept saying, I'm not even mad. It's wow. Like, wow. And he kept doing that. Like no words. They didn't have any words to be said. It was just like disbelief. They couldn't believe it had happened. It was kind of like sad to see. Like not kind of sad, really sad. I have a lot of it on recording, but as far as Vision for that, I think I'm gonna wait off on Vision, and I know this is the second week this has happened. But the first week, I tried to or 2 weeks ago, I tried to figure out what there was to upload, and the only thing that was happening was Birmingham. And obviously we had somebody that was able that shot, got some B-roll and got some footage from Birmingham, but it was really hard to send over the footage because his internet was not the best, I think, because he shot ESWC the last time they went over there, and I remember it took him a really long time to get the footage over. So I have the footage for that now, but I didn't at the time that Vision was supposed to go up, and so we weren't able to do it then. And then this week, now that I have the Birmingham stuff and I have the stuff for this Call of Duty tournament, it would be strictly a Call of Duty episode as of right now if I were to release it, if I were to edit it, power through it tonight and edit it. But I was supposed to interview Damon. First of all, I'm not going to interview those guys after they just had probably the most disappointing grand finals of their entire careers, all 4 of them. I can't think of a grand final. I can't think of a worse grand final for any one of those guys. Like on any of the teams they've ever been on, I think that's probably the worst grand final that they've ever played. I'm not going to go up to, I've developed trust with these 4 players because I feel like I understand more than anybody when is a good time to ask for things? When is a good time to bring the camera up? When is a good time to turn off the camera and point it towards the ground? And what is good to put in video and what is good to not put in video. I have yet to get a text from any 4 of them other than one time by one person. In 5 years, I have yet to get 4 years. I've yet to get a text that said, yo, why the hell did you put that in? I can't believe you put that in there. So that's good. So I was not going to get an interview Sunday night from any of those guys. And I was well aware of that. But Damon is moving here. So I was like, okay, I'll get a cool ass segment in Vision where I go into Damon's house. You know, it's completely bare because they haven't moved in yet. And he's just like, yo, this is where we're living now. Also, we lost Birmingham. Also, you know, this is my wife and my daughter. Also, after Birmingham, we lost the next tournament in grand finals. We got not reverse swept, but whatever the other terminology is called. You know, I had it all planned out in my head. And then they got super, I texted them, or I told them yesterday, I was like, is it cool that I come over? And they're like, yeah, it's cool. And then they have like a smart house. So they had appointments all day today, and then they were getting furniture, and then Damon fell asleep, and I haven't been able to contact them. So that fell through. And so all I have right now is a Hex interview from where he's talking about Birmingham, which he wasn't at, and he's talking about season 2, which he wasn't at. So, you know, he can talk about the behind the scenes stuff and what he's heard from the players and the different, you know, he does say some really interesting things. But it wouldn't be a Vision. Like, I would get absolutely reamed. And then also the Gears team, you know, they also lost. So I want to put that. I want to put all of these in the same Vision because it's going to be a struggle bus of a Vision. Like, hey, we lost here. We lost here. We lost here. We lost here also. Here's a doc series about it. But Roger went over to Gears of War to shoot, not to shoot for Vision, but he was there to shoot for something else. And he said that he was going to get a little bit of footage for me, and then I could record interviews while I was here. And then immediately from Vegas, they flew him to the Ukraine for Dota. And so he has no way to get his footage to me. So right now I just have, hopefully the Dota team like goes apeshit in Ukraine, and then they're the one team in Vision that is the light at the end of the tunnel. That'd be dope. So I don't think, or it's not even, I don't think, there's no way I can get a Vision out. And I was stressing really hard about it. I tend to do that. I don't know if you guys have figured that out by now, but I was just like it hit like 3 p.m. today, and I was like, this isn't looking too good. Like, even if I do get Damon's interview and I get like some stuff in Damon's house, like that would be pretty cool. But it's still Hex and Damon talking about 2 Call of Duty tournaments that we both lost. It's not Vision. And I don't think, and for whenever something like this happens, sometimes in the Scuff House, it was like, holy shit, like I'm going to get obliterated for this. Like, people are going to be so upset. They're going to be so mad that Vision's not out. And they're, I'm going to get called lazy. I'm going to get called all these things. And I would get so worked up and so like anxious about it. And then Vision wouldn't come out. And then the one person would say, wow, what do you even get paid to do? And I just fall apart. Oh my God, I can't believe somebody said that. And it's like, well, no shit. Like, obviously I knew somebody was going to say it. I literally went on Reddit, went on Twitter, went on YouTube comments, just looking to see what everybody's saying, knowing that somebody's going to say it. And then I turn into a baby when somebody says it. Like, come on. Like, I think I'm kind of getting over that. And it is to the point where I know right now that I did everything I could with what is happening, right now that can be covered in Vision. I did everything I could, and something didn't fall into place, didn't work out for 2 weeks in a row. It's not really, I don't know what to do about it. It's not my fault, and I'm cool with that now. I think for the first time in a while, I'm actually kind of taking a deep breath on that, and I think I forgot a little bit today because I was like freaking out. I was like, oh man, I don't know like what's gonna happen. And then I was talking to Hex like after his interview, and I was just like, dude, I can't release a Vision. Like if it's just you, like I hope Damon calls me back, or I hope that maybe Roger can pull through and get some footage over to me or just something. And he's just like, man, like it is what it is. And I was like, okay. I think I'm so freaked out if I'm doing anything wrong as far as Vision is concerned. But I think out of everything that happens within Vision, like a lot of it is out of my hands to begin with. Like I'm just the guy that, like, what I do for Vision, there's really nothing. Like I don't want to like overly like downplay myself or like seem like I'm being a humble little brat, oxymoron. But I don't want to seem like I'm, like, I don't know, fishing for compliments there. I don't want to seem like that because I'm not. But what I do for Vision isn't really that like impressive, I guess, because I just tell the story. The only thing that I like pride myself on is how I put everything together and how I piece it together and how I tell the story. But I don't write a script, or I don't plan a story out, or I don't write out characters or anything like that. Like I literally just document what I see in front of me and then find a way to put it into a video. And in some cases, there's nothing there. And you kind of have to make something. And lately, like I used to stress out about if there's nothing there, we have to figure something out. And those are the 15-minute Vision episodes that go up where it's Nick talking about the CS team, and I just kind of got over that at one point. I was like, I'm not going to force it if it's not there. Like I'll figure it out, and I'll put out a Vision that's going to be great, whenever it needs to go up. People forget that both Crossroads and Seven, the two highest viewed Visions of all time, they both had a 4-week break in between the season finale and when the next Vision came out, to the point where people were, like, I don't even know if you guys remember this, but when Seven came out, people, obviously I would know, I would understand, and it would affect me a lot more than it would affect a lot of you guys. So a lot of you guys probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But people were tweeting me every day. People were putting on Reddit. They were saying like, wow, this is really annoying. Like Vision's not out. Like all of the hype is dead. Like no one even cares that they won champs. No one even cares that they lost champs. And then I put out, and then they're just saying, wow, it's late. Like Hitch is doing Hitch typical things. And it's because I really took my time on both of those videos and planned out what I wanted to say and do in both of them. And both of them turned into really, really good episodes. I think Crossroads is at like 500K and Seven's at like 480K or something. Like they're really highly viewed Visions. And I'm kind of proud of that. And if I would have turned around and put out a Vision the next day without a Seth interview, without the CS team being pieced together, or without, like, imagine if I had put out Crossroads the week after the week after I almost said the CS team. If I had put out Crossroads the week after the Call of Duty team lost champs, then that cool ass Nick would have never retired. The cool ass moment where TJ sits down would have never happened. And it's just, I don't know. It's always better. I think it's just better, especially the way that I do things, just to kind of wait until everything that needs, until a full story is there. Cause these half-ass stories, like, they stress me out too much and I would hate putting them out. So that's where we are. That's where we are with that. I guess another thing to talk about is I've been uploading a shit ton lately. I think I got to a point where, you know, I I just wanted to upload, man. I didn't even really care anymore about, not that I didn't care about quality, like that sounds terrible, but I just didn't care about like I just stopped stressing. I've really tried to stop stressing and just work. Like throughout this whole time of whatever negativity, the bad vibes, like arguing and not understanding certain things and yada yada yada, like all of that stuff, like I kind of lost sight of, you know, like there is an audience there, and then there's even like on the smaller scale than just OpTic, like people would watch stuff that you put out, and if you work hard, like I don't know, like creating content and making entertaining stuff is what I want to do in the first place. So why not just do it? So that's what I did. And I really kind of took the big T approach. Fun fact, you know, whenever it's the morning and Sam and I have just woken up, we just chill in bed and watch big T videos. His videos are so good. So, and that along with it really started with the BioShock stream. I'm so over Fortnite. I'm not even gonna lie. I can't even remember the last time I played. Getting over Fortnite. Also, COD is like still kind of over COD. I tried out PUBG. It's still very, very slow for me. So I was just like, I'm just gonna play some like story games and just really be as casual as possible. I put those bitches on medium. Like those story games are not difficult, and I am sitting back, relaxing, enjoying a story as I play through it, and just chilling. And it's been a blast. So then I said I did that entire BioShock stream. People really, or, you know, people that were in the chat really enjoyed it. They enjoyed my reaction when it ended, and I was like, that was pretty dope. I'm gonna upload those. So downloaded the VOD, and then you know, pieced them all together. Just showed the highlights, and then I looked at them and I was like, you know, those videos are gonna get no views, very, very, very low views. So I'm not just gonna put those up because that would be a bad move. So then I, you know, knocked out a couple vlogs, did some reaction videos, and I was while also putting the BioShock streams highlights on the same day, so that hopefully I wouldn't just lose a shit ton of subscribers. And I was like, you know, this is pretty fun. So I've tried my best to keep that up. People seem to like some of my like gameplay commentaries, which is very surprising. Because I don't edit. I'm not editing them all crazy. I'm just kind of playing, and people like the Modern Warfare 2 one a lot. But I think that's because, you know, I was carrying on a pretty decent conversation while also shitting in a Modern Warfare 2 game. I went like 79 and 20, and I just had like a cool ass, you know, conversation. And so I don't know, just I know very well that just putting up BioShock's highlight streams is not going to do very well, especially for, you know, what people signed on for. So I tried to upload at least twice a day last week, and I think I ended up hitting that. I think I averaged twice a day last week. So I don't know. It was a lot of fun, and it's not that difficult. Like it's really not, especially these like gameplay commentaries and like different things to talk about, because basically gameplay commentaries are just around the bar, but me being a little bit distracted and having something else for people to look at, and they're not as long. So people, you know, if they just want to knock out a quick video on their lunch break, or, you know, while they're procrastinating on writing a paper or something, they're not going to watch an hour long or a 45-minute long around the bar video. They'll just, you know, they'll watch a little 10-minute Call of Duty video where I'm talking about the different updates and things like that. So I don't know, man. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun uploading and really getting back on that grind. And I can't say, I'm not even gonna pretend like Jack doesn't have anything to do with it. Just seeing his grind and seeing how it paid off and what he did, personally for himself, like super inspiring. Like that's so dope. He just joined OpTic and then did his own thing and showed up for what he needed to do for OpTic content, and then proceeded to blow up. Like he's like a top 10 Fortnite streamer now, and best friends with Ninja and never talks to me anymore. Like I don't know. It's so it is what it is. Oh, that's good. So Jack, just the way that he went about it, kind of like snapped me out of that oh my God, everything sucks mindset. And I was just like, you know what? Like, this is the situation. I tried to express, my concerns about different things. I made a video, probably, the most controversial video I've ever made. And sparked some interest in some people, and I thought it was going to change stuff. And then, whatever happened. And that's how it is. So I'm just going to accept it and make some content, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. God damn it. Like that's just what I'm going to do. So, it's that part is like kind of refreshing. Every once in a while, there are times where I genuinely like really miss it, and I miss the Scuff House, and I miss everything that used to be. But then I think, why like things are how they are, and that's gonna be okay, because now you have time to yourself. You have time to figure out what you want to do in life, and you can make some cool shit. So I have nothing but plans to make full length documentaries and big projects in the future. I just have to figure out what the hell is going on with Vision, and what the hell is going on with my personal content and OpTic content, because it's still kind of all up in the air, man. I haven't really had a chance to talk to anybody about it, because, well, I haven't had a chance to talk with the right people about it, because it's hard for people to understand, I guess, where I'm coming from in certain aspects. I said something, I'll talk about this. I said something in the Flycast last week. I said that I'm losing motivation to do Vision, and I didn't even think about the response that it ended up getting. Which was a majority of people saying, well, there was all this fuss about you wanting Vision back. You get Vision, and now you say you don't have a passion for it, which I can see where people are coming from with that. But I've tried to, I wrote out a big thing on Reddit with this, but I know a vast majority of you guys don't use Reddit. So I'll just explain basically what I said. It's not that I was upset that I didn't have Vision. That was never, I think a lot of people just say, oh, it's Hitch equals Vision. But Vision wasn't even the most important series in OpTic when we were at the Scuff House. The most important series was Smooth Comp for the longest time, not only because of the sponsor thing, but because of how many views it was getting. It was averaging twice as many views as Vision, and it was doing, it was doing really, really, really well. A lot of people that would watch Smooth Comps had no interest in Vision, which makes perfect sense. I'm not going to watch a full length documentary on every single football player, but I'll watch a game of football. You know what I mean? Like it's the same kind of thing. So then after that, our most important series was Trivia, because Trivia, they were getting so many views. They were averaging like 300K views every video. And then, some Trivias, I think the highest Trivia got 800K views. Like literally pushing 1 million views. And at that point, not only is that so many views for OpTic and that's so many views for sponsors and different things that are going to happen there, but that's also like breaching, like on the point of like, we could be trending on YouTube. We could, widen our fan base, and do different things like that. There was even a time when the podcast was exploding. They were getting 100K to 200K views a video. And I think even the Call of Duty one, when it's the, 3 COD guys sitting down talking about Call of Duty with Hex, I think that one got like 300K. And, at that point, that is more important than vision, because vision is strictly like unless it's a very important episode, like a finale or like a reveal or an announcement or some sort of thing like that, or a tournament, like a really big tournament. It's like 100K to 150K every single video. And so I knew the work, that's the number of it right there. That's the worth of it. And, I enjoy shooting and editing those videos a lot more, but my task for OpTic was a lot bigger than just vision. So when I was talking in around the bar about content, I wasn't talking about vision. I was talking about all content, and I was frustrated with all content and how I wanted to do, different things with all content. And I felt like, nothing was changing. So then, I said I didn't have vision. Hex fought to get vision back for me. I got vision back, but now it seems like, and then in the Flycast, I said, now it seems like, everything that made vision so special, like the bondness of OpTic and the fact that it was always Hex and I that knew everything that was about to happen, because Hex had his lawyers and his agents, and it was literally just us two for the longest time, that knew what was going to happen. And then Jay came in and then Jay and Hex would tell me what was about to happen, the different moves that we were about to make. And I was about to be like, and I was going to be like, oh, awesome. Like this is so cool. Like there's different things that we can reveal in vision. And then, everything has kind of changed, and that's okay. And I'm not complaining about it at all. I'm not saying, wah, nobody's telling me anything anymore, I'm going to throw a hissy fit. It's, OpTic is different now. Everything is different, and things are going the way that people want it to go, which is good. But that way doesn't, correlate very well with vision, because there's 4 different people handling 4 different things, and not all of it is centered around OpTic. All of it is, some of it is one guy will be handling the same thing for OpTic, Obey, Allegiance, and different, different companies or whatever. And so everything that used to tie into vision in one video is now, handled by 30 different people. And I don't want to go to 30 different people every single week to ask them what's going on, just so I can get a okay vision that's only going to get 100K views. I mean, it's not really like worth it. It's not worth it to me. It's not worth it to them. It's not worth it to the company. What made vision so cool was just because it was just it was just a way to do things. It was the way vision was, or it was the way OpTic was Hex does this, it's all in house, the content's cool, and vision is how you find out, everything about OpTic, vision and Hex's vlogs. But, it's not like that anymore. So I'm kind of feeling like every single vision, like I said, this vision, the only thing that I'm really even focusing on is Call of Duty and getting Gears footage. And then, CS has their own series. And when I see that CS, the 4th episode, the 4th week that the CS documentary series is up, and they don't have content, and it's such a new series. I'm like, there's no way, if they don't have content, how am I, like, I don't have any content for a CS. Like if they're not doing anything, if they have a full documentary series dedicated to them, like how am I supposed to piece together anything? And then also Dota is on the other side of the planet, and PUBG is upstairs. It's like, and I'm not saying that's an excuse that I can't go like talk to them, because I DM 17 every once in a while and ask him what's up, but it's, again, like that, everything is just so different, I guess, because I don't know. It's just so different. So I'm just kind of losing that, like, the motivation to do it. And I don't want people to think that I'm being like a brat because of that. It's just how it is. It's just how I feel. And it's hard. It's really, 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 really difficult to come to terms with that. Because right now all Vision is just a glorified COD series. And now I'll have the little kids, or the negative Nancy's that'll come in and say, well, Vision's always been COD biased. Yeah, of course it's been COD biased. OpTic is COD biased because OpTic is the biggest. OpTic's the only esports organization to come out of COD, or that's not even true. FaZe, Envy, I think that's it. But OpTic became the biggest esports organization out of Call of Duty. So of course it's going to be, I think 80% of our fans are COD fans. They might dabble in other fan bases, or in other they might dabble in some of our other teams, but they're majority COD. And if you don't agree with that, because a lot of people are just like not interested in Call of Duty anymore, they'd rather see the CS team, they'd rather see the League of Legends team, they'd rather see the Dota team. That's completely fine. Like I completely understand that. But I mean, if you just look at our videos, anything with the Call of Duty team in the videos, or any tweet that the OpTic Gaming Twitter puts out with the Call of Duty team in it or Hex in it, they're always going to get more traction than anything else that we put out, because that's where our fan base lies. So of course Vision is always going to be COD biased, but that doesn't mean that Vision hasn't been an OpTic based thing for a long time. Like if you think about the early Mixwell days, you think about the late Mixwell days, like E-League on, you think about, when the guys, all the entire European team came to visit at the CS house. Like I was in there, the Gears, all of the Gears stuff. Like it hasn't only been, Hitch only goes to COD events, or Hex only, cares about COD events. Like I hate the fact that Vision would only be COD. That makes me upset. I don't like that at all. I'd like Vision to be everything possible. So that's why it's kind of like frustrating. It's sad, not even frustrating. It's just sad to come to terms with realizing that I don't really like have that like drive or motivation for Vision anymore, because it's just so different. So hopefully that, like, I just don't want people to think that I'm not motivated to do Vision because I'm like slacking or because I'm lazy. Like I'm so tired of getting called lazy. Like I would upload 100 million times a day if I could, just to not be called lazy. So it's just, I don't know. It's just frustrating. So now kind of my mindset going forward is I'm going to do me. I'm going to Jack Dunlop the shit out of this. I want to big timer the hell out of this. And I'm going to show up for the OpTic YouTube series, like the Nation video stuff. And, I'm going to do my best in those, and hopefully people enjoy them. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to try to make some dope stuff. I'm researching some stuff right now that I can put out on this channel. Maybe, as far as like big production type stuff, and then also little things like that people might be interested in. I feel like we got some funny ass people in OpTic. We could make some cool reaction videos to like new rap songs, or I don't know, different things like that. Like let's just put out cool stuff. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying what has been going up. If not, then I don't know why the hell you're watching 40 minutes into an Around the Bar video if you don't like my other videos, but thank you guys seriously for the support. I didn't know how it was going to go putting up like gameplay stuff. And, some of these videos are getting like 25,000 views, and which is, basically what my vlogs were getting. So that's really awesome. And I really, really, really do appreciate it. And I hope you guys are having a good time, and I hope your life's going great and swell, and keep killing it. So that's going to do it for this episode of Around the Bar. Oh, Oh, no. 40 minutes in. Then I just have the most brawlic voice crack of all time. This is how much I drank. A whole 3 sips. So I'm going to down this right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know which outro to do. I've been having like a gaming outro and my typical vlog outro. I think I'll go with the gaming outro. I'm not saying... I'm not going to ask you guys to subscribe. Just please don't unsubscribe. And I won't ask you guys to like it, but please just don't dislike the video. That's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Hitch. Another day, another video, and we'll see you next time. Holy shit, I did both at the same time. That was crazy. It came out naturally.